Well, hey friends, welcome to today's Daily Cup of Encouragement. Excuse me, it's been a few days. But as I composed this morning, I was looking out my front window, watching and hearing the rain on Memorial Day. Holidays seem a little different when you've been home for 2 months, but I slept late anyway, and have just been sitting in my chair, drinking coffee and reading. I'm not going to share all the history of Memorial Day in this post. I'll just quickly remind us that Memorial Day is a day for the purpose of remembering those who have died in the service of our country. Veterans Day in November is a day we recognize all those who have and are currently serving in our armed forces. That's a really broad brush, but it gives a distinction between the two. Neither day was originally intended to provide a day for sales or picnics, but I'm not offended by either of those. As a matter of fact, what offends me is pretty much irrelevant to the rest of the world. None of the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice did so in order that I might not be offended. And none of those who are this very day standing in the gap in harm's way are doing so in order to maintain my rights to live unencumbered by inconveniences and unoffended by differences of opinion. In fact, I don't know of a single veteran, living or dead, who has given a single solitary thought to how Jerry Lewis wants to live. Therefore, it is beyond ridiculous for me to get overly torqued about my rights. There are two things that an inordinate focus on our rights will virtually guarantee. One is that we will inevitably minimize the rights of those who disagree with us because we believe our rights are right. The second is that we will hinder our spiritual growth and the spiritual growth of others. Oswald Chambers wrote, "Whenever our right becomes the guiding factor of our lives, it dulls our spiritual insight." Many of us do not continue to grow spiritually because we prefer to choose on the basis of our rights. Wow. We're faced with choices every day. Some of them are high leverage choices that have far-reaching consequences. Some of them seem fairly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but each of them matters. There is no choice that is too small to seek to do the right thing. There's the key. If we're going to use the word right, it is far better to say, I want to do the right thing, than to say, I'm going to do what I have the right to do. The Apostle Paul said, submit yourselves to one another out of reverence for Christ, Ephesians 5:21. In other words, we are called upon to voluntarily place our rights, needs, and preferences secondary to the needs of the community, the spiritual vitality of the community, and the visible demonstration of the values of the kingdom of God. Our King, after all, gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we might become citizens of an eternal kingdom. Let us never forget. Be amazing today, my friend.